Please remain standing for the playing of the Dequeen alma mater.
And welcome, folks, to the Bearcat Foundation presentation of live Bearcat football. Bearcat High School football brought to you tonight live from Dequeen Leopards Stadium. Joining me up in the press box is Anthony Eford, and we've also got the deluxe upgraded camera crew and Brian Hensley and Rob McMillan, as well as Don and Mary Kelly, the masterminds behind the booth, keeping us all in line.
Couldn't roll without them back there doing all the electronic stuff.
Can't make it without them, yes. And we strategically did not tell them that the start time was rolled back to 7:30, so we made sure we were on the air in time. So if that hadn't happened, we would have been exactly 25 minutes late, right? So with that, bringing a very fortunate to be able to bring us a 2020 Bearcat football season, Anthony, and we're looking at really a senior-laden team.
It's heavy on the senior side, but we're going to have to depend on some of these young bucks coming up in some spots this year too, Clint.
It's extremely lean towards the skill position side, and we're very light on the lines of scrimmage. Really, if you think about it on both sides of the ball, you've got Blake Castor contributing heavily on the defensive end, and outside of that, you've got a lot of younger players.
On the interior line.
Yes, on the interior.
Offensive, defensive lines. But, you know, our linebacking core is pretty solid on the defensive side. And then quarterback, running back, receiver, skill spots on the offense are pretty solid.
Absolutely. And one caveat, we got a possible twist on the defensive side of the ball. We've got a young sophomore in Connor Eford, possibility of getting some playing time at the nose guard position.
Going to be just a little bit undersized for that typical spot, but if they're going to be using that for change of pace and rushing some passer, then might turn out to be a good move for them.
Absolutely, going to have to. You know, if you think about it, you look at like the Pulaski Academy, and there's a lot of different schools that are looking at those lines of scrimmage in a little bit different fashion, going to that kid that's not the prototypical lineman type when you don't have the level of athlete there to fill those spots. They're going for more athlete and less size in order to be able to fill the spots. It'll be interesting to see how that works out today, because the numbers on the line of scrimmage are really going to play a factor for the Bearcats this season. Got to hope for injury-free, and that's going to play a key.
So, hey, Clint, I'm just going to throw this out there. Looks like Max Montgomery and
number 32
and Bomeyer are going to be our captains for tonight. Both of them are seniors.
Chris Bomeyer.
Good to see Max back out there, kind of following up a ACL injury off of that right knee.
Number 4, George
Looked
Vega.
good in the scrimmage, and
Number 2, Dane
really
Carson.
overall, you look back at that scrimmage
Number
against
5,
Mansfield, and it was
Dane White.
really light action with the starters. You got to say the first 2 possessions, and after that, they had the
And
spot
number 55,
conditioning
Giovanni Felipe.
in the second half, but not a lot of action for the starters as far as offensively there. But they looked good when they were out there. They're scoring about every other play.
You know, they did a lot of good things, and Coach Bentley and the team decided and knew that they were going to see a lot of things they needed to work on for that next week too. So there was some negative and some positive, but there was a lot more positive than negative.
You see one of the developments, had the coin toss here. One of the developments is
Leopards have won the toss.
move
and
from
elected to receive.
Yang is going to go from solely at that nose guard spot to splitting time, and then on the offensive side of the ball, Yang is moved to that right guard spot, and
Ladies and
the
gentlemen,
combination
get
of
ready for the
Yang and
2020
Jake
football.
Brotherton at right tackle. That could look to be a deadly combination for a running attack on that right side. Dequeen won the toss, elected to receive. It is a very balmy Friday evening, would you say, Anthony?
How this stadium sits down here in this half bowl, and the visitor side has got that creek on the back side of it, and it's just I know on that side of the stadium it's a mosquito infested and no wind blowing, and it's just rough everywhere right now.
Beautiful facility, other than the mud and the mosquitoes and the. This is one of the places we call this the Hornet Shed over here on the side of the Dequeen Leopard press box, and we were kind of hoping that maybe with the COVID we might have got rated up, but that did not happen.
We'll have to remember in 2 years to bring us a big fan down here again.
If we measure the heat and humidity on the Don Kelly shirt sweatometer, it's about a 9.5.
It looks like the Bearcats are lined up and ready. We're waiting on the Leopards to make the field here.
Dequeen with a first-year head coach, Brad Johnson, I believe that's what it is. Doesn't matter. Accuracy is optional with your Bearcat Foundation broadcast.
We've never prided ourselves on accuracy, right?
First-year head coach. Kick is away. Going to come down at about the 10-yard line. Little bit of a low line drive. It's going to come back across the 30 to the 35. Boy, that thing opened up, and the Leopard return man had his eyes up. He might have taken off, but it closes up, and Dequeen's going to take over at the 35-yard line. Dequeen's going to show us a look of a spread, but their terminology is different, and they don't have the advantage of the experience that the Bearcat skill positions have of being as far as paying the price from this COVID lack of practice. Bearcats coming out in a base look.
Somebody called timeout here. Was it just the Blue? Oh, we're waiting on the chain gang. They have not made it on the field.
Uh-oh. Chain gang was not cleared.
The marker pole made it, but not the whole chain gang.
Yeah, I saw the marker pole. Dequeen with twins at the top of the field, got the single receiver down bottom. They're all everything athlete is lined up at quarterback this year. In motion, going to be a handoff, and we swarmed under by Coy House. Coy House bringing the heat, which he's known to do from one of those A-gaps. He gets a lot of autonomy here to be able to make a decision and kind of go with the flow.
Almost like they weren't expecting him to blitz, and that's pretty much what he does, Clint.
Pretty much, exactly. I thought the roster that we got was the Dequeen roster. It's going to be a loss of 5 on the play, 2nd and 15. Second play of the game. Quick pass, going to be a slant, complete. Bearcats quickly take him down after a 6-yard gain, but going to bring up third. Make that about 7. Going to be about third.
Completed to
about third and 7. 3rd and 7 will work on that. So.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 7.
Got trips at the bottom of the field. Single back. Again, Coy House coming with the heat. Don't know if he might have been a little bit early.
Right.
No,
they're going to call it false start on the offense there.
Jordan Roberts comes out. Number 66 comes in at that left end spot.
False start against the Leopards.
That's Mason that came in. He pushed Wallace down to nose, and Mason's going to play that right defensive end.
Right defensive end. We're going to see Mason Brotherton play at the defensive end in spots. And I tell you what, that's a spot that he has proved to be extremely effective in plays that he's in. He hasn't played a lot of plays there, but he's been very effective. 3rd and 12. Coy House bringing the heat. Mason Brotherton with pressure. Passes away, complete loss of 2 on the play.
And you had
just
three
did
Bearcats.
Not have a chance, did he, Anthony?
No, you had 3 Bearcats there to swarm where the pass was headed, and there was a little pressure there.
Loss of 2 on the play.
I didn't see who came off the right edge with the pressure, but
That was Coy and Mason both came loose, and then I think Bobby Wallace got loose as well.
No, who's number 8?
Okay.
Is that Austin Rose maybe?
No, that
Evan
would
Graves?
be Evan Graves.
Evan Graves came off the right edge.
Back to punt. Kick is away. Going to come down at the 40-yard line.
This could be very dangerous.
Gavin Hooper slips in the grass. He's still on his feet, coming down to the near side of the field, slips again.
Bomeyer, I think, caught him in the back right here, so that's going to be pushed back 10 yards.
Number 8.
Got flags on the field. Probable block in the back on Bomeyer.
Flags are on the play.
It's still going to be Bearcat ball right here.
Bearcat ball and good, decent field position. Went from good to decent.
Block in the back on Mena.
Bearcats going to take over on the 35-yard line. 10 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Take over 1st and 10 from the 35.
Bearcats, of course, in the shotgun. Got a 2-back set right here with Coy House and Jake Wiles both lined up on that right side. And once again, you see Yang at guard and Brotherton at tackle, and that's a potent combination. And they drill the right side of the Dequeen line. They are – that right defensive end is 10 yards deep, Anthony.
They caved the right side all the way down, and
wow.
Jake did not get touched till he was 10 yards down the field there, Clint. And then when he did get hit, he just rolled him over.
Same lineup, in essence. Again, they're going to go right at that right side of the line, and another cave. Boy, you got both Brotherton brothers over there on the right side with Mason in that slot right there.
Mason in the slot.
Going to be offsides on the defense.
And Jake on that right tackle. So those are two that can manhandle up front right there.
Yang is just devastating when he gets a hold of you, too. Mason Brotherton was something. Watching the scrimmage film really kind of illustrated just how good he was. Young junior. Again, the run right at the right side. Quick snap. 1st and 5. Looked like he's enough for the first down. Bearcats going to move the sticks yet again.
They marked him a little bit behind it, I think.
Down by number 13,
a little short. Going to be 2nd and 1. 9:30 here in the first quarter. Bearcats on the march here. Looks like this time they switched it to strong side left. They're on the right hash mark there.
Now we get the first down on a offsides here by the Leopards, number 14.
Dead ball offside.
Is he trying to come on a blitz?
Well, he just jumped. Encroachment right there. He was trying to time the snap count, and he just didn't time it right.
Another first down for the Bearcats. Same formation. Looks like the Bearcats are going to roll with the same play. Again, the handoff, and he cuts back into the right side. Jake Wiles lowers his head. Again, I believe that's Brotherton that put the right defensive end on his back, didn't he?
Jake Brotherton dominated at the point of attack, and he didn't get touched until he was 4 yards down there.
I think that play was designed. I don't think that was a counter, but I think
it was counter action.
Okay.
It was counter action. He did jab step.
But you got to think that Wiles knows that that hole's going to open up on the right. This time, Evan Graves at running back. Handoff again. Bearcats dive forward. Going to be another nice 4-yard gain. And this is not what anybody expected out of the Bearcats. Would be a ground attack like this. You're looking at 4 running plays in a row, and this is good news for the Bearcats.
And this is the first time that last play, and then this one. This is the first time tonight, Clint, that we're got the 4 receiver set too. So
change in personnel. That's right.
When we do that, that spreads them out. So
still going with that too high safety look on the Dequeen side. Again with the handoff, the Evan Graves shifts around, makes a man miss. Another going to be another first down.
Just a nice shifty run right there, right off
Very
tackle.
good looking run.
Graves on the carry again for a first down.
Looks like another Graves that just left.
Yes, he does. he's got an inch or two on Andrew though.
He might be a little bit more elusive as well. Jaden Felix sophomore number 35 is out on the field, running back. Got a lot of options at running back for the Bearcats. This time they go with the near tight end set. Twins at the top of the field. Coy's back in at fullback. Toss sweep to Gavin Hooper. Gavin Hooper cuts up the field. Looks like a nice gain yet again.
It's going to be about a 5-6 yard gain there, Clint.
Bring up 2nd and 5.
Pass by number 12, Max Montgomery, complete to.
Actually, it was a bigger gain than that.
6 or 7,
yeah.
2nd and 3. 2nd and 3, and the Bearcats have yet to go to the air. Dequeen is staying in that 2 deep safety look. You know, they're really respecting the pass. Yeah, they kind of rolled it up this time. It looks like they're going to try to bring pressure off the right end. We run into the tackle side of that. Jaden Felix with a good-looking run. Going to be enough for a first down.
That's going to be a first down right there, I think. Yep.
Looking at it from this angle, it's a little hard to tell, but I think you're right, Anthony. Of course, with the crack camera crew, I'm sure the folks at home can tell.
Top 8 by number 13.
1st and goal, Bearcats at the 9-yard line of Dequeen.
1st and goal.
2-back set again. Handoff yet again. We got another flag.
Flag on the play.
The first 3 have been on Dequeen. Again, offsides, Dequeen. Dequeen just keeps on helping out the Bearcats.
And you know, Clint, coming in, I mean, there's a lot of schools out here that are not going to be as crisp week 1, week 2. It's going to take teams a few weeks to get on task.
The ones that are following the rules.
The ones that are following the rules. You're right.
You've heard there are stories out there of a lot of protocols being broken in week 1 or week 0, and had a little warning letter come out from the AAA. We want to keep being able to play. We're going to have to follow the protocols. 2-back set. Looks like you got Felix at running back. Maybe another offsides.
Left DN for Dequeen. Jumped again.
Correction, offside against the Leopards.
Leopards just practically
Giving
giving away about 5 on each possession, or on each series. Handoff again, this time right up the middle.
And that's a touchdown, Clint.
Touchdown, Bearcats. I didn't think he got in.
It was kind of slow progression, but he kind of just snuck his way in there.
That entire drive, in essence, stayed on the right hash mark, right behind Yang and Brotherton, really. You know, is where the vast majority of that happened, and just marched it right down the field. And that's not something we expected. It's an interesting wrinkle the coaches came up with here, week 1. Yeah, 6:39, Bearcats leading 6-0. Got Jetsai Hernandez coming in for the extra point.
Yeah, we were really anticipating the air raid offense here, throwing it around.
Yes, we were. Kick is blocked right at the line of scrimmage.
And as
a
kick team, you can't let that pressure get up the middle like that. You got to be tougher than that.
Looked like the kick might have been a little low as well, but irregardless, there was pressure coming up the middle.
It was low, but it was not. It shouldn't have been that low.
Jetsai may be a little bit of first game jitters because he's been lifting that thing up and in. Looked like textbook kicks.
It's his first real-time action in 3 years, isn't it?
Jetsai Hernandez is a kid that had a serious head injury from a bicycle accident sophomore year and missed his entire junior year. And good to have him back. He's a great kid, great family. Super happy to have that kid back. He's lined up for the kickoff right now. Kick is up. Going to come down at the 5. It's bobbled. Dequeen picks it up. He's got a gap in the middle. Got a little bit of clearance there. Got a flag on the play. Going to be out to the 45-yard line, and Dequeen showing some signs of life.
On the return for the Leopards.
Looks like I'm betting that they're going to call offsides with the right side
Flag
Bearcat
on the play.
formation. May
Gonna
have
be
been
a
passed.
holding
No
or
hold.
block in the back. Offsides would have been thrown
Okay.
back.
Holding against the Leopards.
.6:27 left in the first quarter. Holding, it comes from the spot of the foul.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So you're giving giving Jake Wiles a breather on defense here since he's been running the ball a little bit and
Leopards
bringing
will
in a
take over first
sophomore,
and 10 from the
Caleb Peters,
25-yard
which
line.
you'll probably hear us call his name a lot this year because when he gets in there, he's just gonna
Swiss Army knife, too. He can play at a lot of different positions.
he's gonna be around the ball. He has a nose
Absolutely.
for it.
Top of the field, I believe number 9 is going to be Austin Rose. Austin Rose is a young junior. The ball's on the ground, and that is Eford with the recovery, and Bearcat football at the 15-yard line, make that 16 of Dequeen. And the Bearcats are right there in striking distance yet again.
Number 23,
Sam comes off the edge right there and sees the ball on the ground and has to
I don't know that he wouldn't have caused a fumble anyway. He was right there, wasn't he?
He came off hard, and it was going to be a tackle for loss if nothing else. But
Bearcats on the left hash mark this time. They hadn't seen that side of the field that much. Coming back out in a
we're going to be in the four receivers. Set. 4 receivers out there this time, Clint.
Jake Wiles is the running back. Max drops back to pass. Got a man. Gavin Hooper makes a man miss. Cuts down to the 10. Gain of about 7 on the play.
And,
good pitch and catch.
Was a good positive play right there, but the seam down in the end zone was wide open.
Gavin Hooper.
Be second and 5.
Gain of 5 on the play.
So is that
clock is running? They've got the play clock down to 10.
You had David.
Bearcats got to keep an eye on that.
You had Damon Clark check in at this left receiver, Clint, and
handoff to Jake Wiles. Jake Wiles counters back to the left this time, down to the 1-yard line, first down. Bearcats first and goal at the 2-yard line.
That counter's been pretty deadly for us right here, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Brought down by Dale Barnett.
Got them leaning to the right, and then they hit you on the left. Wonder if they're wanting to run to that short side of the field, whichever one it is. But they know that they got Yang and Brotherton combination. Right now it's Yang, Brotherton, and Brotherton all together. Got the big 6'3", 220-pound tight end. Handoff to the fullback, Coy House. Coy House into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. 5:08 in the first quarter. Bearcats now leading 12-0.
There's not too many people that are going to stop Coy if he wants to get a yard and a half, 2 yards there. When he makes up his mind to go, he's a lot to handle.
He's proven to be a receiving threat as well, as far as when him and Max have been in there together with in the sophomore year, and this time the extra point is up and right down the middle, textbook kick, and it's going to bring the score to 13.
And that looked a lot more like what we've seen all preseason.
Yes. And it's going to factor in some point in the year, maybe multiple points. It certainly did last year, the field goal kicking, and we had good field goal team last year. Something Dequeen always has. I heard their last coach say, if I hear that we've got a really good kicker moving in by one more person, I'm going to scream. Why doesn't the tackle ever move here? Dequeen always has a good kicker. Bearcat kicking team back out on the field. Great start here so far in the game. Don's back there with his new toy. He's got a joystick and a trackball and all kinds of cool stuff. Kick is up, Comes down at the 10-yard line after a bounce. Dequeen receiver again with good field position. He's really attacking the middle of that formation. That's something that later on in the season you give that kind of gap. That's will not be good.
Ty Lindsay on the return.
Return out to the 36-yard line.
Brought down by Connor Eford and Cameron Terwilliger.
So we got a little different look here defensively. He's at Austin Rose at 10.
Yeah, 10 is Austin Rose. I guess that was Jake Short, number 9. I had that number wrong last time. Austin Rose is a kid that they say has looked really good. Got an official's timeout. Looks like we got Sam Eford, outside linebacker's got a problem with his helmet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to begin competitive team activities.
Okay.
Please do your part to help us finish the season. Wear your mask.
It's time to thank one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For all of your insurance needs, coverage first for 104 years in downtown Mena. It'll be 105 now. This is last year's card. Got to give PT credit for every year. PT been with us from the very beginning.
Have we updated in 4 years?
Yeah. Surely we have. This is a professional operation. Tonight's game is also brought to you by John Maddox, State Representative John Maddox, representing our district proudly. How long has it been? 4 years now? Yeah. Hasn't been long enough. We got to talk John into going back. John is considering a name change so he can get past the term limit. Dequeen, 1st and 10, 5:02 left here in the first quarter. Slow snap, and boy, it didn't work well. I don't know that it worked well if it was a smooth snap. Dequeen just really having a hard time executing here. They were
trying to pull. They were trying to pull their left guard, and we just.
I'm not sure that wasn't our first test of the young sophomore nose guard getting through there. Was it not?
It was.
Yeah. That's Connor Eford at nose guard. He is a sophomore, weighs about 105 pounds. No, he's probably about 150, isn't he?
He's in that 155, 160 range, Clint.
Again, Dequeen tries to attack that middle of the field. Doesn't work well.
Gain of 2. Brought down
Gain of 2. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Leopards.
Mena with the lead, 13-0. Snaps back. He rolls out for the pass. Looks like it might have been a designed quarterback run. He just tucked that thing. He wasn't even thinking about passing it. Immediately swarmed under by number 40, Blake Castor, playing that strong side defensive end spot.
You had Blake and you had Coy House, and that's a tandem that you're not going to get through too many times.
And Cameron Terwilliger.
Blake and Coy look like both of them have shaved off about 10 pounds. And
lighter and quicker.
Yep. That's what they tell me anyway. Dequeen, 4th and 14, is going to punt. Ball's up in the air. Jake Wiles with the reception. Looking down this left side of the field. He cuts to the right, going to try to get to the edge, decides to cut up field. Gets back into Leopard territory to about the 48-yard line. Bearcats will take over in good field position yet again.
Not a bad run back right there, Clint.
Kind of starts off jogging sometimes, and then if he sees an opening, he'll take off. It just didn't really come to fruition that time. 3:12 left here in the first quarter. Bearcats will take over.
Bearcats take over.
On kickoffs and punts, watching more often than not, you need to just attack it straight up the field and then cut off of that.
Just seems like it. You see a lot of those really good ones. They'll make a decision and just go with it. Never done it before, so I'm not going to criticize. This time they aren't going to hide it. They're just going to stack the two backs right on that right side of the field in motion. Boy, that had a chance to really go a ways. Mason Brotherton absolutely just plows his man backwards. Back about 8 yards and takes him to the ground.
Looked like a
Leopard does not like it.
giant against a little one.
Mason's a kid that really
Offsides
takes
against
pride
the
in his
Leopards.
blocking. Offsides yet again
5-yard
against the
penalty.
Leopards.
Remains first
It's
down.
definitely something that he's worked on because it wasn't something that he was very good at early on in his career, Clint.
Seems like
didn't
part of
like it
what
at
that
all.
junior year, he just made a decision. That's what he was going to do. Did a great job.
Light bulb went off and said,
Absolutely.
hey, this can help my team as much as
Big
anything.
part of the reason he's possibly a future Jayhawk. In motion again. This time it's a fake. Max Montgomery back to pass. He's got a man deep. Gavin Hooper, he hits him down at the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Bearcats. Max, I think he knew right there that he had a ton of cushion, and he just laid it up, put a little extra air under it. And Gavin Hooper with the easy pitch and catch. Touchdown, Bearcats.
I guess we're going to go for 2 right here, Clint, try to get that extra point back.
Montgomery.
Gavin Hooper, there wasn't any trickeration right there. He didn't even throw his shoulders or anything. He just blew right by him, didn't he?
Oh, never mind. Max decided to come out.
Decided to change their mind. Be the extra point try. Hernandez here with his 3rd try. Kick is up, and again, it's right through the uprights. Actually, that might be an exaggeration. Tucked just inside the right upright. 3:03 left here in the first quarter. It's been all Bearcats, 20-0.
Whether it was by a hair or right down the pipe, it still counts the
Counts
same.
for 3, doesn't it? Or 1. Take a look at the replay here, Anthony. It really is really effective because you start out with the jet sweep, and that was a called jet sweep on the first play, and then this time Max fakes the jet sweep, and Gavin Hooper has to slow down a little bit for the ball, but he at one point in time he was 5 yards behind that cornerback right there. Dequeen's having to roll up their coverage a little bit to stop that running game, and this isn't a team you want to be doing that on.
Yeah, that throw right there, that last one was what we thought we might see a lot more of early on in this ball game. Clint, we still just got 3:03 left to go in the first quarter.
Hernandez with the kickoff. Comes down at the 12-yard line. See if the Bearcats, looks like they hem it up in the middle, but he bounces it out to the outside, get a hold of him, almost got him down, and then the rest of the Bearcats come in to swarm him under the 25-yard line.
Connor got just enough of him right there to hold him up till the rest of them could get there.
I don't think Jaden Felix expected to get through there that fast.
Leopard fans are wanting a horse collar call, but he had the jersey. He didn't get it down inside the pads.
Wasn't even close to a horse collar. He probably would have if he could have gotten a hold of it, though.
Oh, he wouldn't have backed down, I can promise you.
Yeah. Do another one. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by our friends at Nidec. Nidec, all for dreams. Nidec, just a huge part of Polk County, the economy and everything else. Another run by the Dequeen Leopards. I don't know that you can play defensive end spot any better than that. If you put a dummy out there to block against, I don't know that he could have played it any better.
It was pretty good there.
Great job by Blake Castor.
Blake's going to be a handful for anybody that's going against him this year.
Dequeen is just absolutely reeling. Didn't expect this kind of a matchup right here. This time we got offsides Bearcats. Coy felt sorry for him, decided to give him. Now the offsides count is 6-1. 2:19 left in the first quarter.
5-yard penalty.
Going to give 5 of them back to Dequeen. Going to bring out 2nd and 8.
For the Leopards.
Ball at the Leopard 29-yard line. Leopards already at the line of scrimmage. Quick pass, slant. Boy, the quarterback just really wanted to get rid of that, didn't he?
Yeah, kind of avoided by the blitz and middle linebackers there. And that's the first down for the Dequeen Leopards here tonight. Coming at 2:13 to go in the first quarter.
This is a team that you're coming out, and you've got to be kind of vanilla against them because you have no film. Trips at the top of the field. Again with the pass. They try to hit it again, the exact same play. Coy House drops back that time, and he would have rudely greeted a reception.
Just pretty close to being picked there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
It would have been a smash, no question. Comments from the fans in El Dorado. Greg Smith, Bearcat in El Dorado, is now a hurricane survivor. Trips at the top of the field. 2nd and 10, Leopards. Coy House bringing the heat. Throw down at the bottom of the field, incomplete.
And they're definitely trying to throw quick passes, not giving Bearcat defense a lot of time to get there.
No, they are not. They are not. I'm going to look up this. Feel free to make comments on the broadcast. We're going to try to look you up here. Go ahead, Anthony. 3rd and 10.
Third and about 10 here. Oh, yes. Oh, no. That is one we're going to wish we had back right there, Clint. They may end up calling this a reception because it didn't hit the ground. Our guy was laying on his back and kind of tossed it up out of his hands.
Really?
Very likely. I'd like to see the replay on that, but we may not have one. It just the ball kind of bounced around like a ping pong into the Leopards' hands.
Got a discussion here to see what's going on. It's possible reception or it's going to be 3rd and 10. I didn't see what was happening. I was trying to pull up the chat. We don't have anybody that's very talkative right now. Feel free to log on to the live stream and especially complain about the camera people. We always like those comments.
We'll ignore the ones on us.
I know everyone wants to do that, and they're just being polite, but they need constructive criticism, I feel like. Tonight's game is also brought to you by University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain, home of 6 locations to serve you, part of the university system, and great things happening at University of Arkansas Rich Mountain. Great to have them as one of our main sponsors. Incomplete pass. Going to come up. The decision comes down. It's an incomplete pass.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Leopards.
Well, they're going to have to spot the ball back where it's supposed to be.
He forgot to bring the ball with him.
Yes.
It's going to bring up 4th down. Dequeen now in a punting situation. Got Gavin and Jake both back this time. 2 punt receivers. Kick is up. This time it's wobbling and short. Jake Wiles decides to return it. The receivers cross. Jake is kind of trotting to the outside. This time he turns it up and he's got a gap heading upfield. Big collision. About the 35-yard line, knocked out of bounds.
Great blocks on that
Mena
Bearcat sideline going down there.
You know, you think he's kind of jogging, Anthony, but I think he was kind of letting the wall form right there.
He was letting the blocks getting set up, and then once they got set up and gave him a lane to hit, he bursted through that thing, Clint.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, Bearcats going to take over the 35-yard line, 34. Jake got another yard or two after contact.
At the 33-yard line.
Ball's on the right hash mark. They're in the spread formation. In motion is Mason Brotherton. Mason's got the edge. There's a flag down. It's probably going to come back. Would have been a gain of about 4 or 5.
Caleb's going to wish he had that little block back. That might have sprung
That's
it.
complete to number 82, Mason Brotherton. Flag on the play.
I'm going to roll back here.
Still going to bring up first and 20 here for the Bearcats.
I'm not sure what they called. I rolled the replay back just right here at the booth, but at the on my phone. Boy, no use arguing about it now, but that never stopped us before, though, did it?
No, but you got sophomore Trey Day that's getting his action at left tackle right
Big
here.
news right there, folks. That's a kid that's just a supreme athlete going in at left tackle. Quick throw out to the outside to Austin Rose. Look for that hook up in the future. He's a kid that can do everything. Really quick, good change of direction. That time tried to change directions and he's lost his footing.
Tackled by number 10, Monroe Barnett.
I'm just going to give you a little line play right here. And, Trey, he's never played line before. So this action that he's getting is going to be good for him. But he's going to have to learn a little technique and how to punch and not grab.
Absolutely.
Of course, they didn't call him on that one right there.
Spread formation again. That was a gain of about 6. Got a little bit of it back. Got a procedure call right here. Bearcats seem like they're kind of having a little bit of a problem here. False start on the Bearcats. Couple penalties in this possession.
You've had it, but you got some of the young guys that he's trying to get some action right here.
5-yard penalty will bring up 3rd and long.
Outside of Max and Mason for our seniors on the skill spots. You got Evan, Damon Clark, Austin Rose, and Peters.
Seeing some of the younger kids out there. Max back to pass, looking for a man. He's rolling to his left, dumps it off to Evan Graves. Great job right there as far as pocket presence to roll out. He buys himself a little bit of a time and then hits a safety valve. Big gain on the play, Anthony.
Going to be about 3rd and 8 right here, you know.
Yep, going to get about, I think that was about a 20-yard gain, wasn't it?
It was.
Brought down by George Vegas.
Big time.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7.
Interesting. We got a former Bearcat that was playing this exact same game in 1964, Mike Smith, joining us from Virginia.
Joining us
yes,
from Virginia.
Absolutely. Proud to have him online and watching it. Mike Smith.
That's the beauty of the live stream, being able to reconnect old alum to the new alum.
Our foreign exchange student is watching it in Turin, Italy as well.
One of our soccer players from last year?
2 years. 3 years ago. 3 years
Ladies and gentlemen, we are excited to begin competitive team
into the first quarter, folks.
Do your part.
And Bearcats are leading 20-0. Bearcats got behind in the count after a holding penalty. Ended up being after the walk-off. It's about 2nd and 28 or 29. And then got chipped away at it and getting it down to a manageable 3rd and 8. Switching ends of the field here now.
And got it into a position where they got a real shot at picking up this 3rd down, Clint.
I couldn't tell which direction we're facing here, but I think they're heading to the south, but I just know it's the shallow end of the swamp. Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
That's not an insult to say this is a swamp, is it?
And, with all the rain that we had over the last 24 hours, I mean, the grass field here at Dequeen doesn't look
it's held up better than I thought it would.
It really is.
You've seen a lot of slippage, but, man, it's not as bad as what I expected.
It's not sloppy like I was anticipating it could be.
You're exactly right. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7, actually. Wow. Bearcats look like have a very good chance of digging themselves out of a hole here. You got to think you might be in 2-down territory here. In kind of that no man's land as far as punting.
Yeah, probably not going to punt. If anything, they may try a long field goal just to.
They
need to pick up a few yards for that.
3rd and 7 for the Bearcats from
the running back is Jake Wiles. You got Mason Brotherton split in the slot at the top of the field. Going to be a handoff to Jake Wiles, thinking maybe a draw going to catch him off. And Jake Wiles shakes loose. Had no business getting that, Anthony. He got driven back from the line of scrimmage. Looked like a loss of 2, and he gets loose and gains 10. Going to be a 1st and 10 Bearcats.
71 for the Bearcats is down, Clint. I couldn't see what happened, but that's definitely a spot that we can't afford to.
Not even a question. I'm looking that up, and I'm thinking
or is it
71 is Nathan Philpott, left tackle.
Sophomore.
Yes. Looks like Trey Day has a 2-day career as a lineman, and looks like his 3rd day as a lineman is going to get a lot busier, doesn't it?
It's fixing to make it happen.
Trey Day's a young sophomore, number 76, is easily 6'4". What is he?
He's about 240.
240. He's a kid that really could play tight end or any of the line spots, and Bearcats needed help out there, and he unselfishly stepped up there and said, "What can I do for the team?" 11:51 here, Bearcats 1st and 10, and you're looking at the left tackle, Nathan Philpott, young sophomore. It's certainly something you don't want to see.
No, and he's such a great kid too. You know, I've been around him through the Pee Wee ranks, and of course Connor looks like he maybe twisted an ankle.
Can you tell if it's an ankle or?
Yeah, I can't really tell. He's just not wanting to put any weight on it.
Any weight at all. Sometimes that's a better sign when they don't let him put any weight, because if it's a knee, they sometimes have them put some weight on it. As it comes out, that's almost worse news. 1st and 10 Bearcats here at the 20-yard line.
I'm going to try to get from across the field there, see if I can see what area Ed or Lachlan or whoever's over there tonight is going to look at.
First and 10 for the Bearcats on the 20-yard line.
Bearcats back to action here. Spread formation. Max Montgomery back to pass. Rolls to his right. We got a flag down. Max throws incomplete. Didn't see anything that he liked. Going to be
pass incomplete by Montgomery. Flags on the play. Holding against.
Going to be a hold.
Now we
have another left tackle coming up here. Not good. Trey Day now limping off the field.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. Remains 1st down.
Boy, the flags came flying. You had 2 different referees throwing them wild.
One spot on the team that we definitely can't afford to lose a few kids, and that's the line of scrimmage.
They didn't move Yang over there. It looked like they have Yang at left tackle now. Austin Rose with the toss sweep, and whoever it was absolutely let the guy get through.
They're going to call no play right there. It's going to be offsides or false start, one or the other. There was a flag over before the play got going.
Flag on the play. Before the play, offsides against Dequeen.
Another offsides against Dequeen.
Number 7. 7 offsides penalties.
So with this little lull in action, tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Baywash Car Wash in Mena. At Baywash, we take pride in your ride. Is that true, Clint? Do you take pride in the ride?
That's what I hear. I absolutely do.
5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Also, let's go ahead and do this play here. We got spread formation in motion, and got a flag down. False start against the Bearcats.
Flag on the play.
See, now it got Jordan Roberts at left tackle.
5-yard penalty. Down remains first.
Kind of what you'd expect in a first game, really, with the lack of practice. You got to say everybody's running on about 25% of the practice time. It's probably fair to say, isn't it?
At least 25%. It may be less than that.
Bearcats now at the 30, 1st and 20. Max Montgomery back to pass. He's got a man over the middle. That's Mason Brotherton. Touchdown, Bearcats, right at the back of the end zone. That could not have been any better. Mason Brotherton with an excellent move right on his break, and he got a little bit of leverage on the inside, and Max Montgomery threw it straight, kind of really didn't give the backside safety any chance to get to it right there, and it was dropped right at the back, and Mason Brotherton makes a nice catch.
One spot that could be caught, and it was our guy.
Absolutely textbook right there. Boy, you had a lot of flopping around there at the middle of the field. Got the extra point coming up here. I'm sure we're going to have a replay. It's like I said, I'm going to get to watch a replay because I've got it on my phone. Don is holding out for more money.
And it was a bobbled snap
Bobbled
from the
snap.
get-go. It wasn't really horrible. It was a snap that we're going to wish we had back. But it's definitely one that we should have handled.
George Vega and Devin Boyles on the
They obviously didn't see our white hat walk out there to stop the action for the television
with 11:34
replay.
left in the second quarter. Bearcats 26, Leopards 0.
I missed that. And another missed extra point, but the Bearcats still leading 26-0 here with 11:34 left in the first half. Bearcats 3 for 3 passing with 2 touchdowns.
Nashville 7.
I'll tell you that is definitely something that Bentley's going to focus on next week for sure. He's not going to see those missed extra points that kept.
No, it really hadn't been a factor, has it?
No,
the snap. Well, I say that we did have one in the kind of a bobbled snap in the scrimmage, so can't really exactly say that. Actually, we can, but we would be inaccurate. But once again, that doesn't stop us. Kick is away. Going to be short. Bearcats going to wrap it up at about the 34-yard line.
And, for the most part, this young kick coverage team that we've got out there on the field right now has covered the field pretty well. We hadn't. There was one that we let get some yards on us, but for the most part, they've covered the field and not let them break anything big.
We have our first comment. Said, wow, the camera crew is amazing. Another pre-snap penalty. False start on the offense.
False start against the Leopards.
Going to bring up 1st and
5-yard
15.
penalty. Still first down.
Minus the penalties, this would be a very fast game.
False starts and offsides is stuff that you just can't do.
Another bobbled snap, bobbled right into the running back's hands. Turns out to be a decent play.
And that running back, if I remember right, he's just a sophomore. He was a 9th grader last year. That
Whitmore on the carry. Brought down by number 20, Gavin Hooper.
built like a brick house, though, isn't he?
Yes, it is.
I'll bring up 2nd and 9.
It sounded like a Booger McFarland quote. Other than the penalties, it'd be a fast. You ever watch Monday Night Football when he did it? I'd watch it just to listen to him. Trips at the top of the field, single back, got a quick throw there by the ball is on the ground. Quick throw and catch. Nice looking throw and catch, but then big contact. It was definitely complete. Don is definitely going to overrule that on the replay. They're going to call it incomplete, going to bring up 3rd and 9. There is just absolutely not a question. I mean, he turns and makes a pop it back on the replay there. He gets the ball down and takes 2 steps easily, Anthony. We're taking a look at it right here. 10:37. Action down on the field. You have 3rd and 9. 4 seconds on the play clock. About to have a delay of game. Snaps back. Throw is up. This time it is intercepted. Young quarterback throws it into double coverage, but you have a flag on the field and it's in the secondary.
There was pressure by the nose guard right there that got a hit on the tackle. I think they're going to call him for roughing the passer, but that's probably what they're fixing to call right here.
Boy, it's a bang, bang, yes. They are roughing the passer.
Now it looks like there may be a flag on the far side of the field too, so maybe there's offsetting. Going to watch this as they plays out here.
Wow.
Really wasn't a whole lot there.
Man alive. He had him in the grass. He had him in the grasp as the ball was coming out of his hand, but then there's also a personal foul as well. No, okay. That's going to be the call that they take. So Dequeen's going to get their first down of the night on a penalty.
No, they picked one up on the pass earlier. This is their second first down.
It's been a long time. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Mena leading 26-0. Dequeen waiting on the receiver to get up out on the field. Had a switch at quarterback here. Trips to the top of the field. Handoff up the middle. He's got some room. Be gain of about 4 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 6.
Whitmore on the carry, brought down by number 27, Colby Davis. Gain of
They
about 4.
They try to attack the middle of our defense when we got the lightweight in there and picked up a few yards there. So
did it back to back, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. So now you bring in a little bit heavier.
Trips at the top of the field. Again, a quick pass in and out of the hands of the receiver and off of the.
That was tipped by somebody on the
defensive line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. Almost picked off by Sam Efer. Going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Incomplete, intended for Charles Wood.
Right at 10 minutes left here in the first half.
For the Leopards.
Bearcats.
He's going to wish he might have that in back because that could have been a pick 6 there, Clint.
Quick pass again. They hit the slant. Great coverage by Eford, but able to come up with a reception. The receiver kind of went in there and shielded it. It's going to be short of the first down. Well short of the first down. I thought he had made it a little bit deeper than that. Good coverage. Going to bring up 4th and 2. Looks like the Leopards are going to go for it.
Bring up 4th and short for the Leopards.
He's got to knock that ball out.
Being too hard on him.
Grandparents think so, but
they always think that, don't they? Bearcats looking to stop the 4th and short. Handoff up the middle. Got him stacked up, and he definitely did not make it. I believe it might have been a loss on the play.
Probably lost a half yard there.
Mm-hmm. Looked like he might have gotten through, but then the Evan Graves came in there to clean it up, and I think some other Bearcats.
I think it was Gavin Hooper that finished it off there at the end. Made the no doubt. You know, and with all the restrictions and stuff, it's not a horrible crowd here tonight, is it?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
You know, this game typically would be basically wrapped around the track on this. I just call it the north side.
If you would compare the tape job in the stands to our own David Maxwell's, I'd say this one just doesn't have near the artistic flavor. You know, David's got a little bit of Picasso going on with his masking tape job in the stands. Bearcats take the field at their own 45. Handoff, toss sweep. Jake Wiles looking to get to the outside, kind of jogging there and gets caught, but then he gets out of it. 10, 15, 20. Steps out of bounds after about a 20-yard gain. It looks like they're going to call him out at about 17. Bearcats going to get down to the 38.
And that was set up. That was set up by a block on the outside right there by Sam, and just kept blocking him.
Kept pushing him back. That's what you got to do. Jake just nonchalantly ignored the guy coming right at him like he knew he was just going to run through it. You saw him back there jogging even when you got a Leopard coming right at him, but he just threw him off. Trips at the bottom of the field.
It's good to see Trey Day back out there at the left tackle spot.
Definitely.
Maybe
got
just a little bruise.
Back. Roll out to the right. Max Montgomery looking for a man. This decides just to get rid of it right there. Must have been looking to see what the route package was supposed to be. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure they would have called a rollout to the right and had the two inside receivers going to the inside. I'm betting that was some sort of a busted play. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
We had a little, just not a lot of blocking on that right there, Clint.
No. After going 4 for 4, the Bearcats have misfired here on a couple of pass plays. But basically, the Bearcats have done what they wanted on offense tonight. Handoff to Jaden Felix, a young sophomore. He plows forward. Going to be met at about yard deep, but then he plows forward for some yards after contact.
Jaden Felix on
basically going to pick up 3 yards right there, Clint.
3rd and 7.
Brought down by Enrique Hernandez.
This is a Bearcat team that should feel at home at 3rd and 7. They've got the personnel to give the other team trouble right here.
Bring up 3rd and 6 for the Bearcats.
The Bearcats have trips at the bottom of the field.
Going to have the two tight ends on the same side here.
Jaden Felix flips positions. Max drops back to pass, steps up into the pressure, comes up and tries to pop the guy across the body. That was Mason Brotherton. Almost got picked off.
Montgomery's pass incomplete, broken up by number 4, George Vega.
Yeah, that's one he probably shouldn't have thrown right there. There was 2 guys covering Mason.
Just came across the backside there. Tried to flip it across the backside. Wasn't able to make the completion. Almost intercepted.
Max did a great job of avoiding the pressure right there. He stayed there, gave a defensive end a little false security of that he's going to get him sacked. And what he does well in the pocket is being able to move in tight spaces and to avoid that pressure. And stepped up, got out there, and still was able to get the pass off. Just with that little added pressure, wasn't able to see the other guys around him. I did not see what happened to the fighting Leopard on the field here.
Got a man down right there. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete Ford lineup, go see Anthony and the folks on Highway 71 North there in Mena. Pick you up a new Ford vehicle. And sales have been brisk, haven't they, Anthony?
Sales have really been good. It's the things that's hurting right now is just the inability to have inventory and to get new inventory. Got a lot of stuff coming, but it's if you don't see anything that you want out there, just at least give me a chance to find it, because it's we've been able to go and get, for the most part, anything we need.
You just got to be a little bit more patient, don't you?
You got to be patient. It's not have it right now and go and do it. But sold 2 vehicles today, and went to Marshall, Texas to pick up one, and went down to New Boston to pick up the other. So
there are ways to get inventory. Anthony is willing to drive all over the country and steal one for you. You go to the extra mile, don't you?
I try not to steal it.
Okay, can't get away with that.
It sure make profit go up if you didn't have to pay for it.
Much better margins. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Mena Union Bank of Mena. Mena's only locally owned bank, hometown banking at its best. Union Bank is always there for all kinds of local activities, and a huge part of this Bearcat program. 7:50 left. Bearcats are back on the field. Spread formation.
We think we're going to end up going forward, or are you going to do a little fake punt here?
Don't know. You got a timeout in the action. 7:50 left to go here in the first half. Take a look at another one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you by Mena Insurance Agency, P.T. Plunkett, and the folks at Mena Insurance for all of your insurance needs, home, life, auto. Coverage first for 105 years in downtown Mena.
Please do your best to help us continue. Wear your mask.
It is a, I got to say, it's a pretty good crowd here for Dequeen. Score right now is 26-0. Taking a look at it there.
And I'm assuming that
yes, he is.
The visitor bands are just going to stay at home on all road games.
I see. Okay.
I was asking, Mr. School Board Member.
That's all right. I'm not that right now. Also, like to thank another one of our sponsors, Shelter Insurance, Talissa Montgomery Shelter Insurance.
You better
bring
be nice
tonight's,
to her, Clint.
Exactly. I was just informed that I had forgotten that ad. That would have been a big mistake. Spread formation. Bearcats 4th and 6. Going to come out and go for it. Max Montgomery dropping back to pass. Sees a man, lets it go. Gavin Hooper with the completion, cuts
right
to the
there.
outside. Touchdown, Bearcats, and I don't see any laundry on the field. That thing was on a rope, but the best part about that play was that cut. Holy cow. Boy, he got a hold of the turf that time, did he ever? That change of direction right at the end of that. That was amazing. Good-looking play by Gavin Hooper.
Put the foot in the ground and was a sudden change and no slippage. It was firm, solid.
That was just a good-looking play. The throw was good, but that catch and then change of direction, just amazing. And the route package kind of setting it up, and Mason knew to go to the block immediately.
And
that sealed that edge off. Great play by Mason Brotherton as well on that. Boy, big pressure up the middle, and I think that one is no good. We'll take a look at the replay on that. Got just a simple drop back. Might have had very good pocket presence right there, pocket protection, and then Gavin with the reception and cuts right up the left sideline and in for the touchdown. Good-looking play right there. That didn't look like they had run on 25% practice time.
Nope, it's looked like clicking on a little better cylinders than that. Definitely looking a lot crisper here tonight than we did in the scrimmage a week ago.
Absolutely. We've doubled our practice time in 1 week. We got our crack statistician, Moran.
Is he on it tonight?
Well, he sent me a blurb. Mena has never defeated Dequeen for 4 years in a row in the entire matchup. You know, you're talking.
Really?
Yes. I believe it's been a 70-year matchup. We know Mike Smith wasn't the first time. I don't know when did we start playing them, Mike, if you can tell Greg. Kickoff is away, and it's bobbled at the 10-yard line. The Leopard receiver almost acted like he didn't care. I'm not sure.
A little lackadaisical of going after the football. I mean, you're down 32-0 here. Go get the football and try to make something happen.
Absolutely. He got the ball back there. He just kind of jogged back. He's upset that he dropped it and then sort of picked it up and jogged out to the 10 right there. 7:15 left to go here in the first half. Dequeen is reeling, to say the least. Yes, they are, Bobby. Bobby Cost with the – feel free to ask us any question you want with the online. Got Wes Schuler joining us. Dequeen with a running play. Probably trying to run some time off the clock. Bearcats are 3 points away from mercy rule timing.
That really won't come into play until the first of the second half, though.
Evan Graves. Gain of 3 on the play.
6:50 left in the first half. Leopards have gone with the younger quarterback, and I knew that off of just from the scouting report, but we did not get a ball is bobbled up, almost picked off. We did not get a Leopard roster.
Had 2 Bearcats there. You had 23 and 32, both right there around the football.
Tonight's not going to be one of those nights, but these corners in this Coach Bentley defense are definitely challenged. You know, they're expected to, especially the field corner plays. You know, he's matched up man-to-man a lot, and I think that's something that Ballmeyer's looking forward to this year, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's going to be up for the challenge.
Pass over the middle. Evan Graves breaking it up. I think Leopards are complaining they didn't get a interference call. They've been watching too much soccer. That is not interference. According to Scott Moran, we played Dequeen for more than 70 years. Played them out first season back in 1912. That's definitely more than what I thought. Wow. Snaps back. The punt is up. This one's going to angle towards the sidelines. Going to come back onto the field. Be downed by the Leopards at their own 44-yard line.
44-yard line.
We can't find any of the results going from 1912 to 1950.
Looks like the
face mask on the Bearcats.
So this looks like it's a possible record-breaking night for the Bearcats to be their first four-peat against the Dequeen Leopards.
I think they may end up giving the Leopards the ball back here. They called a face mask on the Bearcats.
Has to be before the kick got out.
Okay. They're having a little debate about right now. So.
No, they're bringing the offense back out.
But they're not going to get the football up here where the ball landed on the punt.
No. Both offenses are out on the field, I think. No, they didn't. They are not. The Dequeen offense walked off here. I think they're anticipating the Bearcats. Looks like the Bearcats are going to retain possession, but just probably lose either 5 or 15. The officials don't appear to be in midseason form as well. Uh-oh. Going to be a face mask against the Leopards.
It wasn't a face mask on the Bearcats.
Penalty against the Leopards.
Mm-hmm. Got Sam Eford in the slot up there. Mason Brotherton at the bottom.
Sorry, the Bearcats will take over from the 28-yard line.
Looks like Jaden Felix, the running back position.
It is.
Going totally off of build, I can't see who's playing the top wide out, but I'd say that's
Caleb
probably
Peters.
Caleb Peters. Yeah. After about a 6-minute penalty walk-off there. Finally back to action, 1st and 10. Max Montgomery play action, throws quickly out to Mason Brotherton. Mason Brotherton runs over the first guy. Not really a lot of room right there. Going to gain minimal amount, maybe 2, and bring up 2nd and 8.
Number 82 on the reception from
Yep,
Montgomery.
not going to pick up a whole lot right there, but
Mason
it was
Brotherton.
positive.
First there for the stop is George Vegas.
You know, Anthony, that's what we expected to see. That's what we thought that was what we were going to have to do to manufacture running yards. Was a whole lot of that stop and pop stuff. And tonight, at least, they're able to definitely getting good yardage on the ground, especially over that Yang-Brotherton combination on the right side. Quick throw over to Flemons. Flemons with the reception.
Montgomery's pass
Going to be a
complete
short
to
gain.
Jacob Fleming.
Gain of about 4. Looks like they're going to somewhat practice that part of the offense.
Vega on the tackle.
3rd and 5.
Gain of 3, bring up 3rd and 5.
No huddle.
You know, in
Bearcats
that
have
kind
the
of passing
wristband.
game like that, you're hoping you can make that first guy
Mm-hmm.
miss or slide through and pick up the block just behind it, and then you can end up breaking those for a big gain.
You got that opportunity in the slot at the top of the field. Now you got the linebacker kind of close that gap up if he's bringing heat. Going to be a toss sweep, though. Mason Brotherton cuts it up early. Boy, really close to the first down. Mason may be sensing those sticks and dove for it.
I think he may be marked just a hair short.
Mason Brotherton on the reception. Stop made by Gage Wood.
They're waving him forward.
Okay, he got enough to get it there.
That was way too close for him to just wave it forward like that. But I think as
First
slow
down
as
to
they've
Wood.
been, they wanted to kind of speed it up. I think that should have been 4th and short, don't you, Anthony? 4:42 left here in the first half.
Really looked about like it to me, but
Yeah.
who am I to say? Going to be a delay of game on the Bearcats.
Delay a game against the Bearcats.
How on earth? I mean, because it just came right back in and then, you rolled back into action, and how on earth could that be? I guess they just resumed.
Resume the old play clock?
I guess so. That's very strange. Not really sure. Great.
5-yard penalty remains first down.
My entire plot to trash the camera people has backfired. Great job, guys. It's not the camera guys. It's the commentators that need help. Handoff to Jaden Felix. Jaden Felix plowing forward. Nice gain. Going to get 6 of it back. Going to be back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more. Good block by Jacob Flemons.
Jaden Felix
right
on the
there.
carry.
Jacob Flemons really taking pride in his job blocking.
Tackle made by Trey Brown and Ty Lindsey.
You know, I was kind of looking forward to having the
Gain of
fried
1 on
fish
the
in the
play,
press
2nd
box
and
here
9
tonight, and
for the Bearcats.
not going to get it, are we?
What's that?
The fried fish in the press
I
box.
know. 2nd and 9. That is somewhat of a tradition. I'd forgotten about it. Quick throw out to the outside. Looked like a miscommunication there. Max was probably supposed to be coy. No, not sure what it was.
No, I think the ball slipped out of Max's hands, Clint.
Okay. 3rd and
Montgomery's
9.
pass incomplete, intended for Hooper.
3:35 left in the first half.
Williamson on the coverage.
Twins at the bottom of the field. They got Coy back in. He hadn't seen a lot of action since that first possession on offense. They draw the looks like they got motion. They got to have caught Evan moving right there.
Yeah, we did what we're supposed to. Got the defense to jump off, but they're gonna.
That is a bad call by the referees because the running back moved. Evan Graves definitely moved, and they didn't see it.
Offsides against the Leopards.
That's a tough call for the. Good for us,
Bring
though.
up 3rd and 4.
That ain't gonna happen all year.
Yes. I pride myself on being a homer, but I can't good. They'd start calling me CNN if I wasn't at least partially fair. 3:35 left here in the first half. Gonna be a flag right there.
I think that's gonna be a hold on 76 or our
Flag on the play.
left tackle.
Holding on the Bearcats.
That's going to happen. Kind of knew at that. That's going to bring up 3rd and 15 situation. You're really close to getting a first down. That's tough. He's talking to Trey, saying, "Yeah, that was definitely a hold."
14.
So you're back in a passing situation here, Anthony.
I had him in my living room, showing him what not to do, and that's what he did tonight.
They rolled their all-everything safety. It's the kid that's hurt us at running back. Can't remember his name, over on top of Gavin. He's definitely given a big cushion. 3rd and 15, they're giving. Got safety doubling Mason over at the other side of the field. It's going to be a screen out to Jake Wiles. Jake Wiles has got room. He's going to have enough for the first down. He cuts back up the field, almost a touchdown. What do we have here? Did they stop the play?
There are not any flags on the play.
Half of the officiating crew is going through the motions of a penalty, but there's no.
Gain is good enough for a first down.
That is very odd. I'm not sure what happened right there, but it's evidently going to stand as a play. So that was very strange. The two officials on the right side of the field were talking to each other, and they were blowing it dead early, and because I could hear a whistle, and the Dequeen fans thought it was going to be a penalty as well. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Evan Graves gets close to pay dirt right there.
Just came up a hair short.
Came up a hair short. What do you think happened right there?
I wish I could answer what happened. I do not have a clue.
The goal line. Second goal.
Going to be 2nd and goal.
My money is on Jake Wiles getting the ball up the middle right here and knocking another
probably
TD
a
out.
Pretty safe bet. 2:30 left in the first half. Max Montgomery, in a rare time under center, reverses out, hands off to Jake Wiles. Jake Wiles is stacked up but is not going to be denied. Absolutely not going to be denied. He should not have gotten that, but he's able with the second effort to get into the end zone. 2-12. It's going to bring the score to 38-0 here in the first half. I hope the camera guys don't read that last comment.
You know, Jake walked out the backside of the end zone there and sat down there on the track like there's something wrong with him.
Oh, he is. Looking like a cramp. This extra point is up and in. Certainly getting a lot of practice here to try to work the kinks out of the extra point team.
Got another penalty on the.
Take a look at that touchdown replay. Get Jake Wiles. This is just an example of power running right here, Anthony.
Well, he never stopped his feet. They were chugging the whole way and just drifting until he could push way through.
So he kept on moving until he could not. Ended up with a cramp. Got really good graphics, but we haven't seen the replay yet, Don. There it is. Don is having entirely too much fun with the new TriCaster system. And We have, it looks like a Star Trek console back here, Anthony.
A Star Trek console?
You seem like a Star Trek fan. Wouldn't you say that? Looks like a
Atari?
Star Trek. Atari, okay. You really dated yourself there. You think our kids even know what that is?
Super Mario Bros?
Might be it. Don's still back there wrestling with the replay. Lining up for the kickoff.
I guess they called that penalty on us. They backed us up on the kickoff here.
Back 15 yards. Kick lands at the 30, nonchalantly tossed out of bounds by the Leopard receiver. Leopards are really just out of sorts here. This is not the normal Mena Dequeen matchup.
Kickoff goes out of bounds around
one of those, no matter
Leopards will take over
what the expectations are for the season, this is always one that's circled on the calendar for both teams.
It's a proximity game. It's just 45 minutes up the road. Just up to this point,
we've got Waldron on the other side geographically, but you really just don't have the consistency as far as playing them like we have Dequeen for so long. Dequeen with trips at the bottom of the field. Dequeen running that hurry-up offense. Mena bringing the heat, and they got pressure on the end, and that's going to be Bobby Bubba Wallace with the sack. Coming out of turn 4, I believe he got in the draft right there.
Made the left-hand turn.
I think he did.
Bring up second down for the Leopards.
Reminiscent of Cole Trickle. With his first sack of his Bearcat career right there, and that was a good-looking play, wasn't it, Anthony?
It was.
Quick throw out to the outside. Had to throw it up high because of the pressure. Quickly tackled by the Bearcats. Good job by safety Gavin Hooper.
Pickup of about 5.
Boy, Evan Graves just covers the field, doesn't he? He is moving side to side really well.
You got Colby Davis getting a little action. That's another sophomore outside linebacker that played pretty decent in the scrimmage the other night. Getting some snaps here on the right side.
It's number 27. He's certainly put on some weight in the offseason. Coy House with some pressure on the outside. Throw is up. Decent looking throw, but just great coverage, and none other than Peters right there. I'm telling you, folks, keep an eye out for number 14.
And you had your nose guard drop off in coverage. It almost got a hand on that there, Clint.
Boy, that's another thing when you got a guy with his build. When you got the athletic sophomore at nose right there, you can run like that. What do they call that? A Tampa?
Yeah.
Tampa 2, and you got those linemen dropping back. That's dangerous. And number 8, offsides penalty.
Another false start for the Dequeen Leopards here.
False start, Dequeen. 5-yard penalty will remain 4th down.
So 55 seconds to go here in the first half, and the score is 39 Mena, Dequeen nothing.
And it's something that really didn't expect this, especially like the domination on the ground. We thought that the beginning of the year here, you're going to have a hard time, especially generating yardage on the ground. We kind of felt like we had the passing game. What a block by Coy House. Really going downhill right there. And the hand, he hit him so hard, his hand came around him. I don't think he held him.
He wasn't.
But it looked like it because after the collision, Coy's hands came down around him, and they're going to get Coy for the hold. But it was a devastating block.
Holding against the Bearcats.
Return came all the way down to the Dequeen 25-yard line, maybe 24, and that the hold was about the 30, I think, so it's going to back them up. 42 seconds. Yeah, 42 seconds left here in the first half. Bearcat offense is going to take the field.
Looks like you're going to bring your little sophomore Gabe Cochran in at quarterback.
Kid that looked really good in the scrimmage, didn't he?
Bearcats will take over at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
Spread formation. Going to take a knee right there with 40 seconds and just let it run out. Oh, thank you. I almost feel bad for bad-mouthing the Coach Arnold. Brought me water.
Coach Arnold.
So, as the time runs out here in the first half, what are we on, Mary? Oh, I got it. He already got one. Oh, camera guy, gotcha. Like to thank John Maddox, State Representative John Maddox, serving this district here in Arkansas.
Here's your water, guys.
Like to thank him for his service and really doing a great job for us representing this district in the House there in you got a frozen one, Anthony. Here in Little Rock, and really appreciative of him and his support of this Bearcat Foundation broadcast. And with that, the Bearcat Marching Band is not going to be making it due to the COVID restrictions, and but we'll be taking a break here at halftime. We'll let you hear the sights and sounds of the Leopard. We really didn't have a protocol for what we were going to do, but I know nobody wants to hear us here at halftime. And the fans, the intrepid Greg Smith and El Dorado, says that on the one play we had a player taking a helmet off on the field, and they decided to overlook it, I guess, on the play where half of the officials were blowing it back. But so we may have an answer on that. But so 14-minute halftime. You're going to have a little bit of an abbreviated halftime as well because they're trying to limit trips to the bathroom and the concession stands. And looks like everybody's really cooperating and wearing the mask and doing the social distancing here at Leopard Stadium. That will take a quick 15-minute break and come back for second half action. And we're back here, folks, for second half action as we take it to the field. Anthony, give us a recap of the scores here in the first half. We've had 6 of them here in the first half by the Bearcats. It's been all Bearcats so far.
Well, to start us off, you had Jake Wiles break what was that, like a 35-yard run to score, and then you hit Gavin on a little pass, and then you hit Mason down the middle for about a 35-yard reception right in the middle of the end zone. And so that was your first 3 touchdowns. Then you had Coy House ended up breaking into the action with a little dive up the middle and just wouldn't say no. And Jake Wiles punched it into the last one, and we hit Gavin again somewhere. I can't remember how far that one was, though.
Ended up it was a 10-yard pass that he took into the end zone. Kickoff is down to the 30-yard line. I believe that's Bollmeyer with the ball.
It's Austin Rose.
Austin Rose shaking and baking right there, and that's exactly what we expected. Some of the hype coming from the kids. They are really impressed with Austin Rose in practice here. He's coming back after didn't play last year as a sophomore. It's sure good to see him on the field.
It's just one of those kids that a heady athlete, knows the games. It doesn't matter if he's playing tiddlywinks or out there bass fishing or
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's a smart kid and definitely going to be an asset to the ball team this year. So
like to encourage everybody that's signed on to try to do the subscription because it helps with our other streaming action that we're able to bring. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers, I believe at our current rate we'll probably get there in 2032, I think.
2032.
Yes. I believe we have 12 subscribers right now if we increase the rate. I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors. We got a new one on board because Anthony has guaranteed them to double their pallet sales. We have Smith Pallet helping to bring this broadcast to you live here tonight. Thank the folks at Smith Pallet in Hatfield for helping bring this broadcast to you.
Please come out and support.
Coming out of the half, he's trying to get some of these sophomores and juniors that don't get a lot of time, trying to get them on the field here, and had to call a timeout here to get them all lined up right.
Had to open it up with a timeout. You got a lot of juniors and some sophomores sprinkled in out there. Actually, a lot of sophomores out there.
Yeah.
But I believe the line of scrimmage, you still got Yang and Brotherton there on the right side, if I'm not mistaken. We had one too many players on the field, and it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't one of those. But that was going to be a good trick play. If Austin could have caught that or hid the ball or something, but instead we ear-holed Austin right there on the snap.
Not quite sure what was going on right there, but you started out with 2 guys in motion. There should have been a flag on that.
Yeah. That's not Brotherton.
It'll be against the Bearcats. We'll move the ball back 5 yards. 10 yards.
Brotherton and Yang.
Oh, man, they moved that ball back. Was that a 20-yard penalty?
Correction, a 15-yard penalty against the Bearcats.
How on earth do you get a 15-yard penalty on a procedure?
I've never seen it before in my life, Clint.
Wow. Bearcats now backed up 25 yards. Going to be a quarterback sweep. Gabe spins out to the outside. Good-looking run. Going to get about 15 of it back.
Hit the A button right there, didn't he?
He did.
Terminologies these youngsters use.
That's right.
Number 5, Gabe Corcoran on the carry.
Gabe showed a little bit of that in the scrimmage.
And that's something he did not have last year.
No.
Is that fair to say? I mean,
No,
he's really developed physically in the offseason.
He's slimmed up over the last couple years and gained a little bit of speed and muscle and
height.
A little height.
Evan Graves, there's a junior running back next to him. He's just a typical Graves. He is a kid that's all muscle, and he gets the ball there on the handoff. There's going to be another holding call right here, and he plows through the Dequeen defenders.
Evan Graves on the carry.
Did not tell who that was
Flag
on.
on the play.
.35, I believe, is what he was saying.
Shot down by Gage Wood.
That's going to be on Jaden Felix, that's sophomore.
Taking a look at the
Rocking the back
roster here.
Bearcat.
You had Seth Fruin and Nathan Philpott. Nathan Philpott's back out there.
Remain second down.
I think he just tweaked his ankle a little bit and couldn't put no pressure on it.
No, I'm wrong. I'm seeing a 79. Yeah, no, Nathan is at their right guard. That's an all sophomore, junior line right there. Jet Baber at the center spot. Gabe with the snap. Going to hand it off again to Evan Graves. Evan with another big gain.
Sorry.
Going to bring up
Evan Graves
third and about 12.
Brought down by number 4, George Vega. That'll bring up third down at about
Mercy
12.
rule is taken into
for the
effect,
Bearcats.
so we're already down to 8 minutes.
The clock's not going to stop except for on change of positions here, so this second half should move along pretty quickly. But this is valuable time for these youngsters. They got to grow up in a hurry right here to benefit us going down the stretch.
Absolutely, absolutely. In that spread formation, I believe he's got Jaden as a single back. Corcoran drops back to pass. He's under pressure. Gets through the pressure. Now he's loose into the secondary. Enough for the first down, and he picks it up down to the 32-yard line of the Leopards. Nice run there by Gabe Corcoran.
Just a
pick
good,
up the first down.
very elusive.
Quick around on the carry. Brought down by number 3, Dylan Williamson.
And he's a kid that you think about, you know,
first
sitting
down.
back in the pocket and throwing it. And he can do that. He can do that as well.
You know, pressure came off the edge there, and he was just stepped up.
Stepped through
Pretty
it,
poised,
didn't he?
stepped through it.
Going to have motion there. Going to call number
Flag on
35
the play,
again, I
false
think, is
start
what
against the Bearcats. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Down will remain first.
the back judge. And he gave it. Did you see that motion right there?
Yes.
Giving it the business. He showed him exactly what he was doing. Got to stand still in your stance.
This time they're going to just mark it off for the 5 yards it's supposed
We
to be.
didn't get the 15-yard motion penalty. Back judge again gives the motion. Toss sweep to Austin Rose. I don't know.
Austin Rose on the reception.
Going to call
Flag
a
on the
hold
play,
yet
holding
again.
against the Bearcats.
I believe they're going to say that that's Jaden Felix again.
We're definitely going to have to clean that up with these youngsters.
Going to back it up again. It's going to be 1st and 20. No, it's going to be more because that's right. It's back there coming from deep. So 1st and a mile.
You know, for the most part, the starters played pretty clean. We didn't have a whole lot of procedure penalties. And
Bring up first
for the
and
limited practice that we've had this summertime
25.
getting ready for this year, it's
Really is remarkably clean by the Bearcats, but boy, Dequeen has more than made up for it. Been 8 offsides calls. Well, the pressure comes clean through the middle, and Gabe Corcoran sidesteps it again. Big gain on the play. He's going to get about 10 of it back. It's going to bring up 2nd
Quicker
and
on the carry
13,
again.
make that 2nd and 14. 5 minutes left here in the
Number
third quarter.
13, Jesus
Dequeen
Maruso
White
on
hadn't
tackle.
figured out the spin move there yet.
No.
Bring up
Has not
2nd and about 14.
figured out he has found the O button. Philip Hensley has said if he doesn't see Tripp score a touchdown, he's tuning out. Going to have to explain. I don't know if we need to let Brian explain it to him or how we're going to break it to him. Toss to Jaden Felix. Jaden Felix looks like he's going to have enough for a first down, and he does. And with a rare no laundry play, Bearcats are going to advance the ball down to the Dequeen 21-yard line.
On the play.
Yeah, they're going to be short of the first down there.
Okay. Well, I thought he definitely had it.
Gonna be
Looked
enough.
like it.
Going to bring up a third down for the Bearcats.
Third and very short right here. So
Very short. So we've called 2 passing plays, and Corcoran has flushed out both times. 3rd and 1. This time he drops back to pass, and he got a man right there, and that's Clark.
Incomplete pass. And
Damon's going to wish he
Clark.
had that in back, hit
Yeah.
him right in stride in the hands.
I think he might have scored.
It'll bring up 4th down.
If he comes up with that ball cleanly, it's very likely because Damon's a kid that's got a little speed to him.
He certainly never gets tired. I'd like to see how long he has to run before he ever gets tired. That's amazing. Fourth and 1. It's going to be that one-step counter. Evan
That's
Gray's
gonna
going to
be
get the
the
first
first
down.
down.
Evan Graves on the carry, brought down by a host of Dequeen Leopards.
This situation, it'd be nice to
Yeah,
see
good enough for a
Austin
first
Rose
down.
touch the ball a few times just to kind of get a more of a feel for that high school contact, because you just know that him and Peters are definitely going to play into the future if the Bearcats are going to get to where they want to go.
Right.
It's going to be a real playoff team deep in the playoffs. They're going to need those guys. The story of the night to me is Bearcat defense. I mean, they've just looked really strong.
They have. They've looked good, fast, gotten the hands on a lot of. And they were looking for Austin right there and just through the hands.
Incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd down.
Bearcats go to the pass there on first down and don't make the connection. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. But the good news is they don't have 30 yards to go.
A lot more manageable here.
Ball's on the Dequeen 19-yard line in the red zone. They got a 2-back set. Dequeen tries to blitz right at that. Jaden Felix just totally missed a block right there. If Jaden picks that block up, I think, boy,
He has a chance.
Corcoran, yes. That's something you got to get right there.
Tackle made for a loss on the play.
Coaches definitely saw that, and then Peters comes in.
Play made by
Going to be
Trey
3rd and
Brown.
12. Trips
They'll
at the
bring up
bottom of the
3rd
field.
and about 12.
This time Corcoran rolls to the right. Looked like he was looking to the backside. Almost got out of the pressure. Got a hold of his jersey, and I think Gabe thought he was going to get loose. Just not quite strong enough.
Another year worth of all season and workout right there, and maybe he breaks out of that one.
If he makes the same kind of change he made last year, he'll definitely get out of it. 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bearcats have had the ball the entire time here in the third quarter. Feels like if you count the penalties, they've gained about 900 yards.
Yeah.
That's good. Philip thought it was Monday night. Corcoran drops back to pass, looks over the middle, throws into coverage, and Peters knocks it down. Wasn't really anything there. Right at the buzzer to end the third quarter. Score, Bearcats 39, Dequeen Leopards 0.
Intended for Caleb Peters, broken up by Dylan Williamson. Turnover on down. First down, Dequeen.
I'd like to thank our friends again at Nidec Motor. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Nidec Motors, Nidec All for Dreams. Nidec, one of the preeminent, or actually can't even say one of, they are the preeminent electric motor manufacturers no matter what the size, big or small. Of course, here at our Mena facility, it leans heavy towards the big side. Nidec Motors makes everything from hard drive motors, tiny ones, all the way up to the big hydroelectric dam, actuating motors and hydroelectric pumps, and everything in between. Also, like to thank University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain, UARM.
Face coverings and social distancing.
Thank Philip Wilson, the folks at University of Arkansas, Rich Mountain. Lots of construction going on. Completed the dorm project, got the kids moved in, and then you had COVID hit. But the good news is we're continuing construction on the baseball facility, beautiful baseball facility. Got a lot of excitement there in Mena going on with the baseball program, as well as cross country and lots of athletic competition going on. Got a switch at quarterback, and I believe that is Jeff Wood's kid. Can't remember this.
Gage Wood's going to carry it around the left side. Pickup of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Leopards.
Is that number 5?
Mm-hmm. Tries to roll out of pressure there and doesn't get away from the Bearcats. He's swarmed under the second time. Ball's blown dead. Going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Dequeen still in that hurry-up, no-huddle offense.
6, wind up 3rd and 11.
As Lou Holt says, when it doesn't work right, it's hurry-up and punt offense.
Yeah. So clock is steadily clicking here.
Third and 11. Got Colby Davis here on the outside. The Dequeen Leopard quarterback throws a 10-yard out, and he had to throw it about 20 yards high to get it there, but kind of floated out there to the outside. But it was very nearly complete, wasn't it? Right there on the sideline.
Right there on the sidelines, and
really on target.
Really thought that Peters might have a chance to get over there and get his hands on that ball.
Dropped it right in the hole there, and Leopard's not able to come up with it. Looks like they're lining up for a punt.
Ball's incomplete. Brings up 4th and 11.
The punt is short and wobbly. Received, and number 2 picks it up. I'm not sure who that is.
That is Cody Bomeyer.
Cody Bomeyer. We have another Bomeyer out there. Lots of brothers.
Yeah.
Efords, Brothertons, Bomeyers.
Bearcats to take over 1st and 10.
Got some family groups. Well, with this lull in the action, tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Baywash Car Wash. At Baywash, we take pride in your ride.
Also like to thank the folks at Mena Ford. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete lineup, go see Anthony and the folks at Mena Ford on Highway 71 North in Mena.
Well, now you're bringing in Austin Rose, getting him some quarterback snaps here, which definitely need to get.
We got another, I believe I saw some motion out of the right guard, but that doesn't mean they're going to call it.
Yeah, it moved because the left defensive tackle hit him.
Okay.
Yeah, now he's going the right direction.
Well, you got to wonder if there's a change in the cadence or something like that, because you're looking at double digits in offsides calls. got to be something going on with that different. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. It's 10 or 11 offsides calls. Austin Warren with a quarterback sweep. Spins out to the outside.
Everybody's wanting to use that spin move tonight.
They are. It could definitely, the COVID didn't stop them from hitting the O button.
On the carry.
First down, Bearcats down to the Leopard 25-yard line, 7:46 left.
Brought down by Tristan Mendoza and George Vega. Gain's good enough for a first down. It'll be first down Mena at the 25-yard line.
Boy, when you think about this group of seniors this year, it's the heavily loaded with talent, and we kept all the talent in the backfield. Evan Graves with a nice 12-yard gain there. Going to be another flag. Be interesting to see.
It's a holding.
It's a hold.
Yep. Graves on the carry around the right side. There's a flag on the
Bearcats
play.
been light on the procedure calls, but maybe heavy in holding
Holding
calls.
against Mena.
Well, and it's all happening with this younger group.
I don't know the way they're acting with that might have been another Jaden Felix holding call. They pull him out real quick. I'm not sure.
They brought in a fourth receiver.
10-yard penalty will remain first down.
Be first and 20. Corcoran back at quarterback.
Flag on the play.
This
False
time
start
it's a false
against
start
Mena.
on Mena. Colby Davis comes in. Get quite a few substitutions on this play. Be first and 25. The Bearcats keep going backwards. As I was saying before, this senior group that kept all of the skill positions intact, and then we just lost a bunch of the linemen, didn't we?
We did. We got another hold here. We're going to go back another 10 yards.
Corcoran on the carry around the right side.
It was
Tristan Mendoza.
obviously due to incompetent Little League coaching, but they were able to overcome some of that to get to this point. But speaking of that, as you look down in the grades, you got another really two classes, but especially you look at that 7th grade class coming up, that's one that you just don't see any holes in the personnel on that. Something you hear the coaching staff talk about them, and
50-yard line.
You've got blazing speed on the outside. You've got good skill positions all the way around, quarterback and everything. But really that shining light, you get back to old-fashioned Bearcat football, is you got about 7 good linemen competing for 5 spots. Gabe Corcoran there, do not like the way he was wrapped up. And, of course, good to see him coming up right there, but he had that leg stuck in the ground.
Kind of buckled on him the way he went down right there.
Went down awkwardly, but he's getting up fine. Bearcats were, of course, there's a leopard down right here. With that, they are going to stop the clock at 4:17.
With tonight's ball game is being brought to you in part by Union Bank of Mena, Mena's only locally owned bank. Hometown banking at its best. Yeah, I didn't see what happened with the kid, but they're
also like to thank Shelter Insurance of Mena, Talissa Montgomery. Go see Talissa for your auto, home, and life needs. To thank her for driving me here as well as sponsoring the broadcast.
Putting up with you.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I had to drive. Also, like to thank the folks at Smith Pallet. we've got to make sure if you need a pallet, you go to Smith Pallet because Anthony has promised them to double their pallet sales if they would sponsor this. I don't want to see what it looks like when Brian takes it out on Anthony if we don't double their pallet sales at Smith Pallet. I feel like this is excellent marketing for the Hidsleys.
They could get a couple new Ford trucks to go along with it. Might get them out there a little further.
It's on the wrong side of the ledger, Anthony. I don't think you know how this works. You don't buy a sponsorship to therefore spend more money.
You got to spend money to make money, right?
We're supposed to generate. We're supposed to generate revenue, not generate expenses. We'll have to talk about that afterwards.
You and I both, we all got to generate a little, don't we?
When you go try to sell ads, you can't be promising stuff like that. 4:17 left in the game. Bearcats leading 39-0. Bearcats are moving the ball really well this possession. It's just the wrong direction. It's going to be 2nd and 40.
Returning the play will bring up 2nd and long for the Bearcats.
Gabe rolls out the pass. He's got, oh, wow, just thrown a little bit wide.
Pass intended for Austin Kirkendall.
You see, that is Austin Kirkendall, isn't it?
That is Kirkendall getting a little offensive action here.
Pass intended for Austin Kirkendall.
You do got to get sets and get a play called here. So
Ty Davis in at the running back spot. Got 5 seconds left on the play clock. Gabe with the handoff. It's going to be a dive on the right side. Ty with a nice-looking run. Going to gain about 10 on the play. Going to bring up.
Run by Ty Davis around the right side.
4th and 30.
Yeah.
Shot made.
We'll go with that. Anthony doesn't have to break out his fractions for that call. 3 minutes left to go. Like to thank everybody for joining tonight's broadcast. Like I said, if you can, on your YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, like and subscribe that broadcast because it helps the Bearcat Foundation be able to bring this, all of the Bearcat athletic functions. We are using mobile devices to be able to utilize the YouTube Live or Facebook Live. And if we can get enough YouTube subscribers, we can flip that over to YouTube, which is a lot clearer and more stable platform. So if you can use that YouTube, go into whatever the YouTube app to access, or just type in youtube.com on a computer or use an app on your phone or television, and really is a solid broadcast. And it's a new TriCaster system. It seems like, Don, we're getting a better resolution? Are we getting a better resolution with this new system?
We only got 10 guys on the field right now.
Yeah, we actually have a lot better
10 guys on the field. We're still getting pressure, and we stop them for a loss. The Leopards really have just not been able to get on track at all this game.
Not at all, Clint.
Back on the play by Ty Davis.
Tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For all your insurance needs, coverage first for 105 years. PT in the gang.
I didn't see PT on the broadcaster tell us what we were doing wrong. Third and 12.
Loss of 3 on the play will bring up 3rd and 13.
It's probably going to be the last play of the game right here. The Dequeen faithful have hung in there. Everybody's hungry for some football, aren't they?
I know we've been ready for it.
Woods rolling out to the outside. Quickly hit right there by Colby Davis.
Pass intended for Dylan Williamson, incomplete.
Colby's a kid you just can't help but think is going to
Bring up
contribute
fourth down.
somewhere as the year progresses. He definitely looks like an upperclassman physically, doesn't he?
He's a kid that's got a little size to him, and that is going to be the last play of the game, Clint.
Last play of the game, and all the scoring happens in the first half. Got 3 on the ground and 3 in the air. And it was all Bearcats tonight, as it's a record-setting, the first time in at least 70 years, maybe even longer, that the Bearcats have won 4 in a row against the Dequeen Leopards. It's a matchup that recently has been favored the Bearcats. I believe the last 10 years it's 8-2. I should consult Scott Moran because we're usually wrong whenever we say stuff like that. But the Bearcats have dominated recently, but the overall record favors Dequeen still. But says this one definitely didn't have the cachet of the matchups in the past, with it being lopsided heavily in Mena's favor. You got 3 touchdowns through the air, 3 on the ground. Just Mena able to do what they wanted here in the first half.
One thing, tonight, get the starters out of there. It doesn't look like anybody really got, as far as starters go, got banged up too much. And a couple of the kids that went out in the first half came on back and finished the game. So got these young kids some snaps today and started this year off with a win.
The only thing you worry about is you did see number 24.
Jake Wiles?
Jake Wiles, on that last touchdown run, the very last one, he had to go back over there in the end zone. Probably just a stretch.
It looked like
cramp.
That they
especially
got over
with
and stretched him.
the conditions here tonight. Judging by Don Kelly's shirt, it was definitely a cramp. So, hopefully, we get out of here relatively injury-free and with a big win. And couldn't think of a better way to start the season than a big Mercy Rule victory over the Dequeen Leopards. With that, folks, we will sign out here of action. We'll see you next week in Mena when the Bearcats are taking on
Harding Academy.
Harding Academy. That's right. That's a substitute.
Class 3A state champions from a year ago, and got most of their kids coming back.
Picked number 1 this season, and we ended up dropping Clarksville because of high through basically contact tracing. You had a lot of positive tests, but then they ended up shutting down all of their athletic programs, and due to that, but we're able to come in with another replacement, and boy, what a replacement here. It's a barn burner. This is one they'll be looking at statewide, and it equal really in cachet to the Prescott matchups we've seen in the past.
Right.
And really kind of at that same level, if not better. And I know Mena will not be favored next week, but it'll be interesting to see how these Bearcats face that matchup. We'll see at 7 o'clock. It's actually 6:30 for Dawn, but at 7 o'clock Friday night.